Hello. There are 36 magic rings in Lunacid. Some of these are easy to find, some of them are secret, but all of them are required to unlock one of the hidden endings, as well as 2 Steam achievements. I'm gonna go through these in alphabetical order. I think that will be the easiest way to find specific spells in this video, and since there are so many of them, let's get to it. Obviously, this video will contain spoilers for locations throughout the game. Up first is the Barrier spell. We begin here at the entrance to the river passage sublocation inside the fetid mire. This one's a pretty easy one to find. You should just run across it just by playing the game naturally, but you just progress up through this hallway and along the river, and then you should see the chest straight ahead containing the ring. Bestial Communion is your reward for giving the second black book to Daedalus inside the Forbidden Archives. This will usually be the one that you find after the first boss fight. You can access the Forbidden Archives by going up there, in any method you know how, even if that's just increasing your dexterity and jumping up. In order to find Daedalus inside of the Forbidden Archives, it's actually very easy. All you gotta do, just keep going straight ahead. There is a save crystal right here, make sure you activate that. We, however, are gonna jump down right here, landing in the center of the tree so we don't take any fall damage, and then Daedalus will be in your game right here. After giving him this book, it will take him a full 10 minutes real time to read. So just go do something else until then. Maybe farm some Chimera. Anyway, after about 10 minutes, Daedalus will give you the ring along with a little bit of backstory about it. This is one of the more interesting of the spells in the game, and I will probably be making a video just about it a little bit later on. Anyway, our next magic ring is the Blood Drain spell, also right here in the Forbidden Archives. After you've progressed through it and gained access to the 3rd floor, you'll find it right here along with the Light Reveal magic ring. Bloodstrike is a spell that you can find behind a secret door in the Temple of Silence. That secret door is right next to this readable book right here. Inside this large room, be careful of all the mummies. There is another secret door inside this alcove on the right, and at the end of this passage, you will find the ring. Bloodstrike and Blood Drain are very interesting because they allow you to access certain secrets. One of the new spells added in 1.0, Blue Flame Arc, can be found in a hidden room right next to this giant blue flaming dog skeleton, itself located inside Terminus Prison. One of my personal favorite spells, Coffin, is located in the lower catacombs section of the Accursed Tomb. The catacombs are a maze of tunnels that all look pretty much the same, so just follow my directions to find this easily. As soon as you get into the catacombs, just follow the pathway straight the only way you can until you at last get to the fork. If you rush here really early on, then the mare might be a little bit of a problem, depending on your difficulty level, because they are completely immune to normal damage, though they are extremely weak to light damage. So the Summon Fairy spell is extremely useful here, if you can cast it. I like to come and get this spell as soon as I possibly can in runs because it allows you to sequence break. And now we return to the Forbidden Archives in order to get Corpse Transformation, which is located, well, you trigger it by entering this secret room right here and just stare at this corpse for a while. Or maybe it's not a corpse, it's a mummy. I guess that's a corpse too. And then the music changes, and you're like, whoa, that's kind of weird. Turn around, and then you'll find this misshapen corpse right here with the ring. And picking this one up actually also unlocks the Basilisk achievement. Next, we have Dark Skull, which is a random drop from skeletons. And now we have Earth Strike in the lower section of the Yosei Forest, past one of these plant bulbs that can be opened by spraying it with blood magic. Followed by Thorn, which is inside this chest, located inside the spacious and easily maneuverable, but still extremely secret sealed ballroom area inside the castle. How do I access the sealed ballroom? To access the sealed ballroom, you have to go to the left side of the castle exterior and then attack this round window with poison damage. And then inside the castle, head upstairs to the left. After you pass through the haunted and hauntingly beautiful dining room, you take another left, and now you can access the door leading into the sealed ballroom. Fireworm is your prize for turning in the first black book to Daedalus. We'll begin at the mausoleum entrance inside that lower catacomb maze area of the accursed tomb. There's a gate here that will open if you attack it with light damage, such as that from the vampire hunter's sword. And now we're basically just going to get in and get out as soon as we can, because this is a very dangerous area where death can spawn and really just mess up your day. So we're just gonna hurry in, pretty much go straight ahead through this extremely dark area, and then up these stairs, past these rocks. We're gonna make a right, and I'm just gonna avoid all these skeletons because I came here extremely early. I'm gonna start charging up my Coffin spell because I can't really fight any of these skeletons right now. This hole in the wall right here, we need to get in there. So I'm just going to try to platform in there using a Coffin. That time we failed, of course. I come here from a fresh save, like just rushed straight here. There we go. All right. And then make a left. And then this shiny in the distance is that first black book. Or because of the order of this video, I guess second. And then, of course, after turning that book into Daedalus and then waiting for him to read it, he rewards you with some juicy lore, as well as the Fireworm magic ring. Flame Flare can be found up here in a small room on the opposite end of the bridge as the path leading to the Yosei forest. I only parkoured up here because it was fast, but there is a normal path just leading to this. Flame Spear will probably be the first or second spell that you find in the game. It's very difficult to miss because you have to go down this path in order to progress. But it's right here in this coffin near where you first meet Demi. Ghost Light can be found by heading over to the right when you first enter the Shulker Pool sub-area of Hollow Basin. This will likely be your first spell discovery of the game. Holy Warmth is a very useful healing spell that you can obtain quite early in the game by heading to the right across these branches instead of to the left at the beginning of Yosei Forest. And then inside of this giant tree, we can see it down there shining gloriously in the distance. Just want to fall down very carefully, making sure to pick up the ring on your way down. The legend of Tarheel lives on with Icarian Flight, obtained in the Terminus prison by cheating certain death and jumping into this deep dark well. And now, the only way out is to equip this ring and find out for yourself just how amazing it is to be able to jump 300 feet in the air. Have fun. Up next, Ice Spear can be found right around the beginning of the Fetid Mire. There's a secret door on the right-hand side of this tunnel that contains a chest that contains the magic ring. From this interesting structure in the latest chasm, the extremely powerful ice tier can be found behind a secret door right here. But how do you access latest chasm? The most straightforward path is on the 3rd floor of the Forbidden Archives, just at the end of this hallway. There is a magically sealed door that can be unsealed if you have vampiric symbol A from progressing through the castle. The quest spell Ignis Calor can be obtained after progressing through Hell, or this game's version of Sen's Fortress. It's actually quite fun. In the final room, the light brightens, and in the chest is your prize. Now, the Lava Chasm spell can be found at the very end of the main path, all the way in the Labyrinth of Ash. I did show this one earlier, but again, Light Reveal can be found along with Blood Drain on the 3rd floor of the Forbidden Archives. Now, the Lightning spell is very important for solving one of the big secrets in the game. It can be found in the Accursed Tomb, and the easiest and most direct route is basically just to be able to get up here, and then it's just right here in this coffin. And then Demi actually surprises you. Oh hey. Didn't expect to see you down here. Death is drawn to this kind of place, so be careful. Oh yeah, I got this from Death. But they have a new one, and it looks scarier, so I'd just run away from them if I were you. There's a demon around here too, other than me, I mean. Just be careful. In the next video, don't worry. We'll go meet Death. But for now, the very interesting Lithomancy spell can be found early on in the Silent Temple in this coffin. Hint, try it on one of the yellow incense holders in here. And now we're outside of Castle Lefanu to finally get that 3rd black book. Down here in the hidden Holy Battleground, where, of course, a battle awaits you with the hidden boss, Sanguis Umbra. Be careful, this boss fight can be quite tricky, early on especially, but after it eventually crumbles under your might. I used Iced here. It'll drop that final black book. You know the drill. Except this time, it takes Daedalus a lot longer to read it, because this book is a lot more complex. So you can just do what I did and have fun with Icarian Flight, or you can actually go and, accomplish something, maybe farm for something else. But eventually, he will finish the book, and he doesn't want to tell you actually the contents. It spoke of an ancient stage play about a king of sorts who, I'm sorry, even this knowledge could impart evil omens against you. So he refuses to tell you about the contents. He gives you the Moonbeam ring, which is incredibly powerful, especially against vampires and other things weak to light damage. And then he tells you that he's going to be traveling and he might see you later on. DLC, free DLC, has been already confirmed. Yes! In order to be able to obtain the next one, Poison Mist, we have to first be able to access the Forest Canopy subsection of the Yosei Forest, up there. However, you have to first meet Patchouli in the lower section of the forest and accept her quest to retrieve Josiah's skull. She'll then give you an enchanted key to be able to open this door. And then up in the forest canopy, you just progress to this point and enter this giant tree, and you'll soon find the coffin containing the Poison Mist ring. The incredibly useful Quick Stride magic ring is a random drop from the multiple chimera inside the Forbidden Archives. The next one, Rock Bridge, can be found underneath this rock bridge, close to the entrance of the Boiling Grotto. And now, for the Slime Orb spell, we take a little trip to the Fetid Mire, where inside this empty room we find a secret door, leading to another secret door, into an empty hallway, round the corner, into a curious little room containing a mana vial. But wait! Well, hi there, cutie. I'm Jalisha, the Slime Girl. I know what you're thinking. What's a cute gal like me doing here? Well, this is actually where I live. All the meaty sludge and sewage is great for the complexion. Hey, if you're gonna be around, do you mind helping me out? Anything you want. My boyfriend, Bonnard, has been missing. Yeah, she wants us to find her estranged boyfriend. Up near the entrance to the river passage, we can find out some evidence about what happened to that bonehead. Cross the bridge, and then we'll find this book right here, a little diary. Oh, my sickly sweet candy melt, my viscous strawberry dewdrop, my love for you was ever porous, and alas, it has been drained. My heart has found another. Our bony fingers clutch each other. How could he do this? Oh, that sucks. Well, hey, you're not single, are ya? Here, take this for your trouble. The Slime Orb ring. Romance options. By far one of the most useful rings in the entire game, the Spirit Warp magic ring is not obtained until very late game, when you get to Abdul's Passage. Because it's like having an unlimited crystal shard to teleport you back to Wing's Rest anytime you want. It makes traveling around, grinding, and farming for some of this late game stuff a lot easier. Now, the Summon Fairy spell is actually quite useful, especially early on. It is strategically placed in the Sanguine Sea, really close to the entrance of the Accursed Tomb, where you're probably going to need it. Because a lot of enemies in the Accursed Tomb take no physical damage, but are weak to light damage, which is exactly the type of damage that Summon Fairy does. Down in the cattle cells of Castle Lefanu, there's actually usually a wall of ice right here that I already melted in this footage, but inside this frozen room is a corpse with the Summon Ice Sword spell, and some lore. Now, for the Summon Kodama spell, you're gonna have to embrace your inner demon and murder these harmless, helpless spirit bunnies. Because they randomly drop it. But hey, now you can at least summon one of them. The Summon Snail spell is a random drop from snails. And the Tornado spell is a random drop from these giant flying manta rays, which I actually farmed for about an hour to get it, because I probably missed one of them dropping it earlier, like I almost did the time that I actually got it. So be aware of that. Up next, we have the Wind Dash spell. I'm here right at the entrance to the Underworks in the Fetid Mire, and you just turn around, go across this large flooded room, and directly in the center of this wall is another secret door. In here, there's a coffin containing an earth elixir that increases your max HP, another secret door, and then to the right, you'll find Wind Dash. And finally, we have the Wind Slicer spell, which can be obtained all the way at the very top of the Forest Canopy subsection of the Yosei Forest. I already showed earlier how to access this place, but you just walk into the light. And with all of that obtained, you are now a Moonlight Mage. And you've now obtained one of two requirements in order to access one of the hidden endings, which will be the subject of my next Lunacid video, covering the normal ending, and then all of the secrets required to access all of the hidden endings. Anyway, maybe I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching this one. I hope it helps. Have a great day, and happy Lunaciding.